What's up, y'all? It's about time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mill. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mill gang? Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel and who has been rocking with me and supporting me from day one. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mill gang. Now we're going to do something different on this episode, or whatever you want to call it, of Rashawn's About Time Boxing. We calling this one Pumpfakers. Because see, there's a lot of pump faking going on in the boxing game right now. And there's a few pump fakers. Ryan Garcia is a pump faker. Lomachenko is a pump faker. Rolly Romero is a pump faker. Canelo is a pump faker. You got a few pump fakers that's in the game right now. You got a few. But I want to get to this. I want to get to the subject about Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko. Now they've been jawing back and forth on Twitter, So they saying, end of April, beginning of May. They both saying that Devin Haney said he's going to be free. Lomachenko said he's going to be free, and they saying it's enough time to prepare for the fight. Loma said he'll be ready. Devin said he'll be ready. So now they're going to fight. But then now all of this stuff that, and listen, shout out to New Media, Aki TV, Boxing Ego, Dante's Boxing Nation, Blue Blood Sports TV, Champ Side, Fight Hype. Lomachenko said that Devin Haney is a coward. And everybody's talking these, and everybody keep calling Devin Haney an email champion. He an email champion. Or he won it through a fax and all this stuff like that. Teofimo Lopez said the same thing. Devin Haney is the AOL champion, or. But I thought that you petition to fight somebody, not petition to not fight them. Like what Javier Fortuna was petitioning the WBC to fight Devin Haney. But Teofimo and Lomachenko, y'all petitioned not to fight Devin Haney. So how's Devin the coward when y'all the ones that petitioned not to fight him? And then Lomachenko said, "Oh, I'm waiting for y'all cowards to fight each other." Lomachenko is the same guy who fought, one or two professional fights and then fought for a title? Was it about ranking then and about the names on your resume? Because you hadn't fought nobody. You only fought two fights. And one of those names was Gary Russell Jr. But now it's, but when Devin Haney became your mandatory, you opted not to fight him because you thought that Teofimo Lopez would be an easier fight. You did. And that's why you chose to fight Teofimo and not fight Devin. And you chose to drop the belt to Devin and then petition the WBC for the franchise protection title. Now, I don't know how everybody else look at this, but to me it looked like it's like a lot of double standard stuff going on. It's like, oh, okay, now I'm the man and I got the belts. Then I can tell this person, oh, you haven't fought nobody. so you not worthy of fighting me. That's like, I don't understand how Teofimo is saying that Kambosos is a legitimate. He earned the right to fight him more than Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or anybody else. And so, like I said, we calling this pump fakers. Now the whole thing with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis after he beat Luke Campbell. Don't y'all want to see me knock out Tank? Now it's just, is it me or is he a little touched? Him and Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero, dude, listen. Stay at 135 for as long as you can. And you need to cherish holding that belt. Because, dude, listen, you got a lot to learn in the fight game. Your last fight, you threw everything that you can throw. And you couldn't get that dude out of there. And the guy took the fight on short notice. And you still couldn't get him out of there. And then you talking about you want to fight Tio, you friends. You do want to fight him, but you don't want to fight him. We friends only because he got the belts. Teofimo will beat your ass, period. He would stop you. And then you said Devin Haney is a joke. See, everybody talking about Devin Haney. Everybody calling him a joke, saying he ain't fight nobody. He an email champion. He's not this, he's not that. But nobody wants to get in the ring with him. You see what I'm saying? So and this is for all of the fighters. I don't care who you are. If you're saying, when certain fighters are calling you out and you saying, well, they didn't fight nobody, they didn't earn the right to fight me, how can a fighter build a resume or talk about fighting and beating the best if the best is constantly making up excuses not to want to fight the legitimate contenders? You see, a lot of this stuff didn't go on during the era of Sugar Ray Robinson, and I mean, you know, during the era of Sugar Ray Robinson, and even, you know, with Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez, you know, Iran Barkley, all these, you know what I mean, Donnie Lalonde, all these. That type of stuff didn't happen. When Terry Nards, when somebody said they was the best, and somebody else said they was the best, okay, we gonna get it on. And those fighters back then wasn't making nowhere near the kind of money that these fighters is making today. And now y'all got the opportunity to make all kind of money, and regardless of how much y'all still stand to make, y'all still want more. As far as I'm concerned, when a fighter demands an astronomical amount of money to fight somebody that everybody want to see them fight, and they demand some kind of money that they know is impossible, and they know that it's just not logical. They know that it makes no sense. You really trying to get out of fighting that fighter. That means you don't want to fight them. That's what it means. You don't want to fight them. That's why T.O. wanted $10 million to fight Devin Haney. Pacquiao talking about he want $40 million to fight Terrence Crawford and all this so crazy, and everybody asking for astronomical amounts of money. As far as I'm concerned, people do those things to get out of fighting people. And if you look at the money these guys is making today as compared to the kind of money that they were making back then, and those guys, you know, the best was fighting the best. And if I'm not mistaken, again, and I repeat this constantly, boxing is supposed to be about the best fighting the best. That's what it's supposed to be about. And when the chasers become the chased, you understand? Now, when all of the when the champions and stuff get the belts, before they became champion, Oh, they wanted to fight everybody. They wanted the opportunity to prove that they could beat the best. They want to fight the best. They wanted to prove that. And then now they get the belts, and then all of a sudden now this person didn't earn the right to fight me. This person didn't earn the right to fight me. And everybody trying to take the safest fights that they can take for the most amount of money that they can get. Like, just, I mean, come on. How was that solidifying your legacy? How? That's solidifying your legacy? I don't think so. Canelo don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade and said he's nobody. He didn't fight nobody. Oh, fighting him would be a boring fight. Right. So fighting your former sparring partners and, doing a job on them is a spectacular thing, because you get to fight somebody that you're gonna dominate. Come on, man. And I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh, Andre didn't fight nobody, he's not this, he's not that, because when he had the WBA title at 154 and Canelo had the opportunity to fight him for that belt, Canelo opted not to fight him. And then because of due to inactivity, Andre got stripped of the title. And when he got stripped of the belt, Canelo went after the belt and went and got it. So I don't want to hear nobody tell me nothing about, Andre ain't fight nobody, this, that, and the third. If you want to prove that you the best, you got to fight the best in order to prove it. Whoever's supposed to be the best, y'all got to fight in order to prove it. How you going to, and this the thing, and then when they fighting people, you know what I mean, that's C-class fighters, and everybody want to say they fighting bums. Well, if nobody else wants to fight him, then who are they supposed to fight? Y'all can say whatever y'all want, but you prove that you the best by fighting the best. You get better by fighting people that's as good as you, if not better. Not by fighting people that's beneath you. And I've learned that when I used to box. You don't get better by fighting people you know you better than. You got to fight the people you know is better than you. And it seems like now a lot of people are avoiding that. And y'all want to call me, make all type of slick, smart, sly comments and all that stuff and tell me, listen, I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear none of it. None of it. You understand me? None of it. Because everybody wants to prove that they the best until they get a belt or get some belts, and then all of a sudden, all of the people who they should be, all the people that they wanted to fight before they was the champion, they start avoiding now. Because everybody will, and listen, everybody want to try to sit on top of the mountain for as long as they can. But everybody can't be a Floyd or Julio Cesar Chavez or Sugar Ray Leonard. And even other than Floyd, but even those guys had their downtime when they got older and all that. That's why Floyd even say it now. Like, everybody still keep talking about, I can't beat this person, I can't beat that person. Floyd said it's a young man's sport. I had my time. What would I look like getting in there with these young lions now? If I got the knowledge, I'll pass it on to him. But everybody's talking about, oh, he just scared. Nah. If boxing is supposed to be about the best fighting the best, then fight. Fight. Prove it. Prove it. And I'm not saying prove it to me. Don't prove it. Don't even, you ain't gotta, you got the other, people that say that they want you to prove it to them and all that. Y'all the ones, y'all say y'all the best. Prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself. So now it stopped being about the best fighting the best. It's about how much money can I get? How much money can I get? And everybody's saying, oh, Floyd did it. Floyd paid his dues, though. Floyd paid his dues. He wasn't always Money Mayweather. He wasn't always that guy everybody was hunting. There's a lot of people who didn't think Floyd was worth fighting before he beat Oscar. Everybody was chasing Oscar. Nobody thought Floyd was worth it. Bob Arum didn't think he was worth it. He wouldn't promote him the way he wanted to be promoted. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Same thing he doing to Terrence Crawford. Floyd took his career in his own hands, and he got with one of the smartest guys in the game, Al Heyman. People talk trash about him too, but I don't got nothing but good things to say about Al Heyman. He's one of the smartest guys, if not the smartest guy in boxing. Period. And everybody looking at this, like the end of Floyd's career. Nobody's not looking at his whole career and the fights that he had and the wars that he been in and all that kind of stuff. And when he was calling everybody out, and everybody turned a blind eye when Floyd was calling everybody out. When he was fighting at 126, 135 pounds, 130 pounds, he said, 154 on down, bring him to me and I'll beat him. I'll beat him. And y'all can go look up that interview with Larry Merchant. When he interviewed Floyd. Larry Merchant, who can't stand a lot of black fighters and all that kind of stuff, hate to give them their props. And I don't want to hear nobody, y'all can call me a racist all y'all want. I'm not a racist, but I don't care, y'all can call me that all y'all want. But everybody know Larry Merchant in his mindset and how he is. Especially when it came to Floyd. Couldn't stand Floyd. When Floyd was calling out Winky Wright, all Oscar Shane, he was calling all them guys out back then. And none of them wanted to fight him. And even when they questioned them back then about fighting Floyd, there's no money in that. And Floyd said, look, I can't make these guys fight me if they don't want to fight. So if they don't want to fight, I'm going to fight the guys underneath them. If they don't want to fight, I'm going to fight the guys underneath them. And if they don't, then he going to, you know what I mean? So he said he got a job to do. And there's no disrespect to George Kambosos, but he definitely didn't earn the right to fight Teofimo Lopez. And T.O. was another one, Pumpfaker, who said he wanted to fight Devin Haney after he beat Lomachenko. And you know what? He would have only fought Devin Haney if he would have lost to Lomachenko, because he had the IBF belt, so he's trying to unify a belt. So he would, that's what he would have did. He would have, if he would have lost to Lomachenko, yeah, he probably would have fought Devin Haney. And no disrespect to Teofimo. Teo think that he earned the right over Devin Haney. No, Devin was his mandatory. Teo chose you because he felt like that you were the safest and easiest fight. Like, this guy I can beat. Devin, I'm going to have problems with him. I know he going to beat me. Now he's saying Devin is a coward and all this other stuff, and he ain't fighting nobody. And for all these fighters, I don't care what weight class you in. If there's a fighter or fighters in your weight class that's clearly worthy of challenging you for your crown, and you saying that they haven't fought nobody, and like they ain't beat nobody, they gotta prove that. If they didn't fight nobody, then that means your skill level compared to them should be second to none, and it should be an easy win for you. You should be able to fight them, get them out the way, and move on. If it's like that. But obviously it's not. And I think we're gonna continue to do this Pumpfakers thing with here on Rashawn's About Time Boxing. So this is the first episode of Pumpfakers with Rashawn's About Time Boxing. So now we need to start calling the fighters out. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what race you are. So let's get that shit straight right now. For some of the clowns that be leaving the comments and making those type of, insinuations. Let's stop. Okay? And Rolly Romero, come on, dude. You need to really hone your skill and work on your fundamentals. Boxing is not all about power, and if it is, you need to work on how to accurately distribute your power. You're not ready for a Teofimo Lopez. You're not ready for a Tank Davis. You're not ready for a Ryan Garcia. You're not ready for a Devin Haney. You're not. You're not. Period, dude. You're not. And if is it me? But Rolly looked like he may be a little touched. I don't know. But you're not ready for those guys, dude. You better keep fighting the C class fighters so you can sharpen your skill, work on your defense, work on how to accurately and evenly distribute your power, and get your skill, man. Your skill level is not what you think it is. And you calling Devin Haney a joke? Like, come on, dude. You really are the joke. You really are the joke. So I appreciate y'all. Listen, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what y'all think about this episode of Pumpfakers. Like I said, this is just the first one, so we gonna beef up the the content, the info, and we're gonna start calling certain fighters out. You know what I mean? So any fighters that's ducking, and not only that, drop some comments in the bottom. Let me know who y'all think is a pump faker. Which fighters do y'all think is pump fakers, so we can go ahead and call them out and put them out there. So subscribe, subscribe to the channel, leave me the comments, let me know what y'all think, let me know the fighters or fighter that y'all think is a pump faker, so we can go ahead and address it. Once again, I appreciate my About Time Boxing family and my Trill 100 Mil gang. Listen, pump fakers, right? Wow.